to start this off. Welcome to the show.
It's not
Bunch of fucking bullshit.
It's not
Shut up!
turntablism.
I hate you so much.
Shut the fuck up, Johnny. Dude, I fucking hate that. Many men wish death upon me, but in my homie I can't see. Trying to be what I'm destined to be, and homie's trying to take my life away. I put a hole in a homie for fucking with me. My back on the wall, now you gon' see. Better watch how you talk when you talk about me, 'cause I'll come and take your life away. Many men, many men wish death upon me. Lord, I don't cry no more. Don't look to the sky no more. Have mercy on me. Now, man, these pussy homies putting money on my head. Go on, get your reefer, motherfucker. I ain't dead. I'm the diamond in the dirt that ain't been found. I'm the underground king and I ain't been crowned. Welcome to Things I Hate 77. Spotify struck 7 of my episodes for copyright infringement because of the songs that I put at the start. And so now we have this, me doing an a cappella version of Many Men by 50 Cent. It's a banger track, you know. Many men wish death upon me. Fucking sick. Could also do this. Probably have to invest in a microphone stand. Yeehaw! Welcome to Things I Hate, y'all. Here we are back in the Roundup Saloon, and my name's Tom Murphy, your dedicated host. It's kind of fun. Maybe I'll just play guitar for the next hour, just kind of practice and noodle around. You guys can figure it out, you know. Oh, dude, absolutely shredding it. Okay. Yeah, but I got copyright infringement. That's real. Copyright infringed, whatever. I mean, YouTube has been doing it for a while on YouTube, but they, it's like, I don't know. On YouTube, it's like, ironically, not a big deal. Like, they're just like, hey, this is another song. They say, like, so we're going to play ads on it. And, like, I guess give the money to the artists. I don't know. But they just are like, they say in the warning, they're like, this is not a strike against you or anything, but it's just like, we are marking this as somebody else's song. So it's like, okay. But Spotify was like, you need to take it down. So they were like, you can take it down and remove it or just, take it down. Because I just took it down because, like, I'm not going to go back and edit. I don't think anyone's digging into the Things I Hate archives. You know what I mean? And if you are, you can put a comment on wherever you see this and I'll go fix it. But I don't think anyone's like fiending for Things I Hate, so I'm not going to go back and fix up all the old shit and just to have it sit there. So anyway, that happened, but it's like no big deal, but it does kind of suck. I really liked starting off the episodes with the song. It was really fun. It was like a radio DJ, but oh god, that's burnt and bad. That's my fucking induction stove, It's like, okay, the induction stove, I have my little Bodum, the little coffee, the Italian coffee thing that you put directly on the stove. But because it's a fucking induction, if you don't have enough surface-to-surface contact with the stove and the cooking apparatus that you're using, pan, pot, whatever, right? In this case, coffee maker, which is a small base, so there's not enough surface contact, right? The stove doesn't turn on. It says incorrect error, and it doesn't activate. So then you can either buy a special adapter for the coffee thing, which is like, great, squeeze another few fucking dollars out of me, you know what I mean? Or you can put it in a pan and put it on the stove and cook. And then the pan starts to smoke, and you feel like you're breaking a couple fire laws for sure, and just feels unsafe in general. You're making your coffee and you're squinting in case it fucking blows up, So anyway, I did that, and of course I had to do my morning BMs, bowel movements, So I went and enjoyed myself on the porcelain throne, and then I come back, and my coffee's all burnt. It's really, it's only my fault, but just saying, it's tough. I have to give a shout out first of all to, good to see you guys. Good morning. I think this is her. No. Good morning. Good to be back. It's good to be here. Love you guys. Who is this? I just want to see. Gabby Windy. Okay, cool. It's good to be here. Love you guys. What's going on with me? I was just in Vancouver for Battle of the BC. Oh, Melee, dude. Melee was fucking sick. Check this shit out, boy. This is fucking lit. Bam. Look at that. So sick. Customized my controller. Absolutely lit. So cool. Shouts out to all the BC homies, who held it down. Was over there. Went swimming with my cousin in an ocean, in a fucking mountain stream. We drank the water right out of the stream because it was so clean. Went skiing in Revelstoke. That was cool. Battle of the BC was cool. Play Melee. It was pretty lit. Is that good? I'm not going to do that now. So, yeah, anything else cool happen over there? I don't know. Did D&D with the homies over there. It was kind of cool. What else is going on? I don't know. Okay, let me talk about this Gabby lady. So, this is Gabby Windy. Gabby Windy is a podcast host and kind of reality TV star. She was the subject of a season of The Bachelorette. I don't know which one. And she went on The Bachelorette, and then after that became gay or came out of the closet. I don't know. So now she is a lesbian married to a lady, a comedian, I think Caitlin told me. Caitlin knows more about her than me. But anyway, I found out about Gabby through The Traitors, which is an excellent reality TV show, which I think is like, I don't think I've talked about it on here, but it's essentially the game Werewolf, right? The party game Werewolf. Look it up, if you don't know. But like on TV. And anyway, so it's like a game where people try to guess. There's basically a group of people, and there's like secret killers, and every night the killers in secret like vote someone out or like kill someone, right? And then that person has to like leave the game. And then after that happens, or before or whatever, all of the people, including the killers, because the rest of the people don't know the killer's identity, they're secret. So everybody meets and they try to figure out who the killers are before they kill again, right? And that's the whole. Anyway, Gabby was on there, and then if there's any killers at the end of the game, when everyone decides it's like over, everyone has to meet at the end and call it and be like, okay, did we get all the killers? And if they all go yeah, and there are killers left, the killers get all the money. It's $250,000. But if there are no killers left, then they call them the faithfuls, the good guys. They split the pot with however many faithfuls are left. So anyway, Gabby was on there. She was on season 2 or 3, I can't remember. But she was sick, and they made it all the way to the end. They split the pot with 4 people. It was fucking lit. It was a victory for good over evil. It was fantastic. And she was rad. And I did talk about this already, but I got to talk about it again because she's blown me away. So there's an episode every day before they do the vote and the kill, they have like activities or challenges. And it's basically if they like win the challenge, they can get immunity like in Survivor, so they can't get killed. And they have the chance to increase the money in the pot, like add 50 grand to the pot or whatever. And during one of the challenges, they had to do like a math problem, and then this dude on the team like gets the math quick, and then they cut to Gabby commenting about it on like whatever, some sentence. She goes, wow, he's like a real expert of his periodical table because he got it right away. And I'm sitting there watching it like, periodic table? Look at this fucking idiot. It's her multiplication tables, Gabby. And I'm like, I go to my girlfriend, I was like, this lady's so fucking stupid. Look at this reality TV star. She's a dumbass. And I'm convinced. And then Caitlyn goes, well, maybe she's just playing it for the TV, for the ratings. And I go, you're out of your fucking mind. There's no way that could happen. This lady's a Dumbo, right? So I think I hear Schmaltz squeaking. Cut to, the show ends, and I start getting on the Traders algorithm a bit of like, can you believe that? I see some of the jokes in the show. I start to see some Gabby jokes, and they're like, oh, Gabby kind of funny. And then I start to see some clips from Gabby's podcast, and she's fucking hilarious. She's so fucking funny. And not only that, the format of things I hate is I get on here and talk about some shit. I like to think I'm somewhat poetic. I'm dramatic in nature, I go on long-winded explanations about small, mundane topics. I use a lot of large poetic languages. I paint pictures of words. I think that's a strength of mine to be able to talk like that. I'm watching Gabby. Gabby's podcast is a solo podcast where she does almost the same thing. And you know what? She does it better than me. She crushes it. She's got these monologues that I imagine she improvs. I can't imagine they're written beforehand. And she's using such poetic descriptive language, and it's killing. It's blowing up, And guess what the podcast is called? Long-winded. So I'm like, damn, like this girl really threw me for a loop. I thought she was a big fucking idiot. I don't think so. I think she's sharp as a tack, man. And not only that, but it's giving me hope. Like, okay, like people respond to this. People respond to this type of format of show, and I'm like, okay, like I can keep doing my thing because Gabby, yeah, she's doing it better than me. And it was humbling because I was like, damn, I thought not that this was my thing, but like I was like good at this, and I was like, I'm kind of doing a different thing. I mean, I know people have done a solo podcast before. I'm not a fool, but it just felt like something that I was kind of doing that was a little different, And then I see Gabby, and I was like, okay, like, wow, no, like, I don't know. It was just cool to see. So check out Gabby's podcast. It's called Long-Winded with Gabby Windey. Windy's is Gabby Winde. She's really funny. She's good. I like her a lot. And check out the Traders too. It's a sick show. Alan Cumming hosts. He's fucking great. Anyway, yeah. So that was Gabby Windey. She's she's hilarious. It was good. What else is going on? I don't know. It's like, I don't know. I guess we'll see what's on the list. Caitlyn driving. Well, we went for vegan sushi the other night because, God, that tastes like balls. Went for vegan sushi the other night because one of our friends is pregnant, but she was craving sushi. She's craving it, so she needed the fix. So we went to the vegan sushi place, and we go out on Friday night, and like halfway through the week, Caitlyn got here. Oh, Caitlyn's here. She got here on Thursday. So that's been nice. We've been hanging out, and it's been nice to have her home. I put out my back Thursday. Thursday I go to work. I try to work out. Wednesday I put it out. Sorry, Wednesday I put it out. Wednesday I go to work. I try to work out, do a deadlift incorrectly because I was too embarrassed to put the deadlifts up on blocks. You know what I mean? That's the other thing. Everybody at my gym's a fucking influencer. I went to my gym at 2 p.m. 2 p.m., right? Packed. What the fuck are you all doing here? You know? Get out. Get a job. And they're all hanging out in front of the weights. You know, it's like I'm doing an exercise and I'm trying to go up in weight. You know, you start and then you work up. And these fucking dildos are hanging out in front of the weight stand. Every time I go, I'm like waddling over, like sweating. And I'm like, excuse me, can you move your stupid face? I'm trying to put this fucking thing back. Move your ass. But it's like, I can barely blame them because it gets so packed, you know. It's like, where are you supposed to hang out? It's like, fuck, man. Gyms need a lot of space, you know, because it's like so many gyms, or at least my gym, they double up the like transit space as like, that's where you lie down and do your exercises. But it's like, that's where everyone's walking. I don't want to lie down and try to do my exercises with all these feet, you know, running past me. I'm trying to have a relaxed zone. So gyms need a transit space and then a fucking workout space. Anyway, no, it's a first world problem. But it's, so all these fucking dildos are hanging out in front of the racks. All these people are like chatting and laughing and saying hi to each other. It's fucking bullshit. I told Caitlin, I was like, everyone's having a conversation. She's like, a lot of people, you know, make friends at the gym. I was like, that's fucking stupid. I don't believe that, you know. A lot of people have like a social circle at the gym. I was like, that's stupid. The only thing you need to do at the gym is go and work out and then leave instantly. It's fucking annoying, man. I mean, obviously I'm insecure because all these people are like jacked up and sexy and shit. And I'm still, you know, I got to put my fucking deadlift on blocks because I can't reach down. Can't reach far enough. You know, but it's because of my ratio. I was in, you know, Revelstoke with the boys, and I was talking about this because they're all in fucking great shape, you know, sick. That's the other thing. It's like, my cousin's like, come out to play this video game tournament. I'm like, great, you know, that's up my alley. I can handle that. And he's like, by the way, we're going to go on a ski trip to Revelstoke. And I'm like, you know, I know you guys are like, okay, Tom, like, get your head out of your ass. Sounds like fun. It is fun. It was great. I'm not in shape, though. And, like, for those of you who don't know, if you ski out west, it's not like let's go down the hill. It's like cardio workout, be prepared to die. And the way you dress out west to ski is you dress basically in like thermal pajamas, and then you put on just a shell of a coat, like a windbreaker pant and coat. And the idea is you basically sweat your ass off on the hill, and you're so hot. Then you get on the chair, and by the time you get to the top, you're freezing cold because of the sweat. But it's good because then you get hot again on the way down. So it's not necessarily like a pleasant experience where you're kind of at a comfortable temperature the whole way. You're like freezing, super hot, freezing cold, super hot, and I'm fucking dying. You know what I mean? So, and it's hard work. Anyway, so, and then I go down. I'm 33. I'm with a bunch of 20-something, late 20-somethings who are all in amazing. They all fucking abs. They're all ripped up. At one point, they're like, let's do a push-up contest. And I was like, great, you know, fuck. So anyway, we were talking about the deadlift thing, and I was like, yeah, like I have a hard time like keeping the form. Oh, sorry, hold on. I have a hard time like keeping the form, and they were like, oh, it's probably because your ape ratio. I was like, what the hell is your ape ratio? And it's like, you know, the length of your wingspan versus your height. So we did that, and it turns out I'm perfectly 1-to-1. So my height is 6'3", and the length of my wingspan is 6'3". So, you know, I'm going to take that as, that means I have to put the blocks. You know, it's not a mobility question. My mobility is fine. It means I have to put the blocks. But anyway, I have to put these blocks. I have to put these blocks in the gym, you know, and reach down. And meanwhile, we got people in like Balenciaga sweatpants, and there's one dude who's like, he's got that tattoos that's like black. It's not like a design. It's just like black. And he's like, and I'm like, I know this is on me. This is my own insecurities. You know, I am being my visions of my own perfect body are being met or exceeded by the people around me, and that's making me feel bad about myself, and it's making me resent them. Okay, I know that, but it's also like, fuck. I just want to go and hang out. I just, God, piss me off. I just want a gym that has a lot of space so I don't have to see anyone. Every time people are hanging out in front of the things, I just want to move, bro. Don't be in front of the zones. But again, it's like I can't. Anyway, okay. So I forget what I was saying about I put my back out. Oh yeah, and then I wrote down I'm just been one dropping all over the house because like I put my back out and then I can't bend over, so I have to like bend at the hips or bend at the legs, to pick shit up. So I'm like, to pick shit up, instead of like just bending over, because that hurts. So I go, so let me get that. So I just been one dropping all over my house since Wednesday, Oh yeah, and then Caitlin came home on Thursday. Yeah, so we were seeing all the friends. So anyway, so we go to vegan sushi. So Caitlin's like, don't forget, we have vegan sushi on Friday. And I was like, what? I was like, what? Because I feel like fish is a pretty important part of sushi, It's like kind of the whole thing. But I was like, I shut up. I'm not gonna be a dick. I was like, okay, yeah, vegan sushi, like whatever you say. And then I'm like, it's Friday. I'm exhausted, I'm like, and she's like, okay, time to go to it's exhausted and I'm starving. I had lunch. I didn't get around to meal prep because my back's put out. So I like managed to scrape together some food like Thursday, Friday. There's obviously no meal prep, and I haven't done groceries because I'm all fucked up. My back's all fucked up. I was prepping the house for Kaylin because I wanted to get it nice. I had to wash schmaltz. I had to pick up schmaltz. So I flew in Monday from BC. Tuesday, I took a train down and then a car back to and from Montreal to pick up the dog. Tuesday we chilled, and then Wednesday I had to like clean the house and like clean schmaltz and blah blah blah. All this shit. All of my back fucked. So like Thursday I didn't really have a lot of food. So like Thursday, Friday I was scraping together. I was having like eggs and yogurt, whatever the fuck was in the fridge, and like I scraped together food. Friday I'm like, I get my lunch, I get my bread. I'm like, oh, don't worry, if I can just get lunch and breakfast. I know we're going out for dinner, right? We're going out for dinner because in my mind I forgot about the vegan sushi. I was just like, we're just going out for dinner. If I can scrape together the food, then, we'll be at a restaurant and I can just gorge. I can just fuck it up. I can get beer. I can get some sick food. We're in Montreal. What are the chances that we're going to go to a shit restaurant, right? It's going to be great. And then my girlfriend's like, don't forget vegan sushi. And I was like, fuck, So I'm bummed out because it's like, we're going for some paradoxical meal that challenges its own nature. You know what I mean? Vegan sushi. That's like gluten-free pizza, And I know they have that, but it's like, rethink your life choices. What else would it be? Vegan sushi. That's like tomato-free pizza. Vegan sushi is like a fat-free donut. What's like the core ingredient? Vegan sushi. That's like cheeseless pizza. Pizza with no cheese. Dairy-free pizza. Bro, got to get the dairy in there. Anyway. So we go out, and I'm kind of like, but I'm like, whatever. It's still going to be good. And then we show up at the restaurant, and then then I sit down, and we get the menu. I'm looking at the menu, and the first thing on the menu, it says pork and cabbage gyoza. And I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. The Japanese dumplings. And I'm looking, and it's like salmon this, and like chicken that. And I look at Caitlin, and I go, what a pleasant surprise. This place isn't vegan. It's got some fucking meat on here, and I know I should be vegan, I should be vegetarian. I feel bad about it. I'm just not ready to make the jump. I know it. All of my morals align with this viewpoint. So I'm not shitting on vegan. I think you guys are better humans than me, all your self-righteousness, good, go off. Cause I think that's good. You treat animals better. You don't support these crooked industries. I fuck with it. I just like, I'm not ready. I'm starving. I want to eat some stuff. So anyway, I look at it, I see pork. I go, wow, what a pleasant surprise. You know, our friends arrived. I go, did you know this is actually just a regular place, and it's not sanctimonious, and there's no, you know, what's that called? There's no gimmick. You know, it's just a place, just a sushi place. And we're all looking at it, we're going, oh, I thought that was big. And then we look down on the bottom, in the fine print, it says, all items made on this menu are made out of plants only. So it's just like, they're just renaming it, but it's like our take on pork, you know. I thought it was a good idea because it's like, you know, otherwise you're going to show up at a vegan restaurant and it's essentially going to be a different language. There's going to be 50 plants you never heard of in your fucking life. You know, they say it's like 70% of the oceans are, you know, undiscovered. And they say there's like, I don't know, a similar stat, like 50% of the plant life in the Amazon rainforest are undiscovered. Well, let me tell you, not for vegans. Vegans know every single plant that ever existed. And they also know how to turn it into any other food that also exists, any other meat food, you know. They had a hamburger sushi on the plate. It was disgusting, you know, but they tasted like a hamburger, kind of. But they have plants on there you never seen. They're mapping out the entire, you know, familia of this flora. You know what I mean? They got the whole phylum on the menu. And you're reading it like, I need a PhD in biology just to get through this fucking thing. Because it's, you know, make sure they're like, our paloa plant will tickle your taste buds with, you know, dried churcher leaves sprinkled on top. And you're like, what the fuck? And they're like, yeah, they treat it like a regular thing. They're like, you never heard of the churcher plant? That's a regular, you don't have churcher seasoning at home? And you're like, what is a churcher, you know? Anyway, so we got the vegan sushi. And then too, I was like, you know, eventually I was like, wanted a beer. And I was like, can I have a beer? Just like a straight Pilsner. You know, I just want regular shit. And the lady that she's, you know, she's like queer. She's like, yeah, we have like a Pilsner with like some floral notes or so. She's like, so we have and I was like, great, just give me a beer. I don't know. And it comes and it's you know, it tastes like a sour beer. And I just wanted regular shit. And just if you're like gonna make a beer company, you should be legally enforced to make like one regular beer, so that anywhere you go, you know, if you go to like a fucking microbrewery and you don't want to get assaulted by like bitterness and like herbs and sour and just an unfinished product, if you just want a chill evening, then you can go to some beer and be like, give me the chill one, you know, and then you'd be like, sure. I was telling Caitlin, I was like, I think I like my beer basically like sparkling water, but with like a bit of beer in it. You know, that's how I like it. Refreshing, crisp, you know, thirst quenching. You get that type of beer and you have that after a run, you know, after you work out. Fuck, sometimes I have a beer after I work out. Tops, you know. So anyway, this comes and it's like, I'm like, you know, it tastes like fermented roses. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not bad, but it's just like, this is not what I wanted. So vegan sushi. But while we were there, Caitlin, we were talking to this other couple and they're great. And then we started talking about when couples drive. And when Caitlin and I first started dating, the driving was like a big issue. Because Caitlin is a bad passenger. I'm going to come out and say it. I love you, sweetheart. She's a bad passenger. She's extra sensitive. She's extra sensitive about dangerous driving when she's the passenger, and then is a culprit of dangerous driving, performs dangerous driving when she is the driver, right? She gets in, she'll be like, suck my dick, you fucking pussy, to like an old lady, you know? And I'm like, yo, I ran a painting company. I've definitely talked about this for 3 years. And I had to drive a lot during that time because you drive to all the job sites, and I was the manager, so I had to drive and check up on all the job sites. So I drove a lot, and when I first started driving, I had mad road rage. I was like, fuck, you're late. And then I was like, oh my God, this is awful. So I'm going to detach. And I became zen about driving. I like didn't tailgate, I fell way behind. I like really chilled out. And I was really proud of that. And I was like, wow, I'm a zen driver. I don't get mad at people. I don't need to cut in. I let everyone in. Like, I'm chill. Then I meet Caitlin, and she's basically like, why are you driving like a pussy? Why are you driving so slow? And I'm like, yo, what? Because, okay, Caitlin will get in the car, right? And I'll be driving and I'll be following whatever. I'll be giving a wide space on the highway, right? And then she'll be like, you're following too far back. Everyone's going to get in front of us. And I'm kind of like, so let them, like it's not going to change our arrival time. She's like, no, you have to follow closer. So I'm like, okay, fine. So I follow closer. She goes, you're following too close. You're going to smack right into them. And I'm like, she also does this thing where when we're merging onto the highway, the two roads merge, right? The two roads merge together. And they come like this. And so we're coming. And as the roads are coming together, there's a car on the highway already, and the roads are coming together. And because the roads come together, we're approaching the car. And she turns to me, she's like, watch out for the car. And I'm like, Caitlin, the roads are coming together. We're going to get closer to the car. She's like, oh my God. And I was like, I have to break up with this lady, because she's fucking insane about the car shit, right? And then we hang out with the couple we had dinner with last night, and we're going to this other thing a while ago. And I see they start fucking losing it over a parking space. They're like, there's one back there. Oh, fuck you, there's one. And I go, wow, these guys should break up also. They're fighting too much about car shit, right? And then we hang out with the third couple. And the lady's like, you're following directions wrong. Why don't you fucking figure it out? And I go, oh, maybe this is like a thing, So it's like, maybe this is like, yeah. And then you're on reels, and every other fucking reel is about, driving the car. And you're like, okay, this is probably like an established thing. So then I was like, all right, so it's just a tough concept, Yeah, I'm going to cover that. Oh, I was on the train to Ottawa. Oh, fuck. Oh, God, my fucking back. I was on the train to Ottawa. A couple of things happened. Going to pick up my dog, and just checking. All right, good. Fuck. The last like 2 or 3 times I recorded things I hate, I did not have certain things going. Tell me I got the video. Either oh God, Jesus. Either the video was off or the recording was fucked or something, So now I have a checklist on my wall. Phone plugged in, recording, phone recording, computer inputs correct, mic recording. Anyway, so just checking. But yeah, I was on the way to Ottawa on the train. And I love Via Rail, but like, I'm getting real sick of the economy. Sure, like everybody else. I just saw this meme, and it was like, it was, what's her name? Amy Poehler at the fucking Oscars or some shit when she's just in a sweater, and she's like, what's up, pussy, And the caption was like, millennials living through their 4th once-in-a-lifetime recession. And I'm kind of, I bought like 5 things at the grocery store yesterday, and it was $86. And I think that I'm getting fleeced at that store, but still, it's like, dude, like McDonald's, you used to get a McDonald's meal for like under $10. Now it's like $25. It's like, I'm fucking over this. I don't want to spend this much money on everything. So I'm on the train, and I just want a coffee. A coffee's got to take like 50 cents to make, all in with the water and the bullshit. Maybe like $1. I'm on the train. I already bought my train ticket for $60. The ride share, the dude that I take when I use Schmaltz, is $25 for a car ride. Same speed pretty much, because the Via train sucks. And again, I like Via, the company. The people who work there are good. But I'm just saying, I got to bitch about this. I'm sorry, guys. But I paid $60 for a train ticket. It's like 6:30 in the morning. And I'm like, can I get a coffee? You know, guy's like, sure, $4. I'm like, bro, like, just give me a fucking coffee. You know, the worst part of it is, after he gets me a coffee, I hear him go behind, and the guy behind me card doesn't work, and he goes, just keep the coffee. Then just give us the fucking coffee, man. Just give us the coffee. Just give us a free fucking coffee, bro. It takes nothing. Oh, I do like Via. They are cool, but what the fuck? And another thing happens. Again, 6:30, I'm pissed, you know. Just got home from BC. Now I got to go pick up I'm working hard. This was a big week at work. I go, can I get a coffee? He goes, oh, yeah, sure. Then I go, I stick my hand out for the coffee. He gives me 2 napkins instead. I go, okay, you know. Then I stick my hand back out for the coffee. Then he gives me a stir stick. I say, okay, you know. I put that on my lap. Now I'm on the train. You know, there's not a lot of table space. It's like the airplane. It's better, but, you know, there's still. So my lap is starting to fill up. You know, I'm putting things like, I'm resting them precariously on my backpack. My space is filling up with a Jenga tower of objects that I know will not be used by me, right? Then he gives me 2 milks because I asked for 2 milks in my coffee, you know. Then he gives me my coffee. Now my tray is already filled with my computer, and the train is bumpy. And he gives me a coffee with no lid, or rather, he gives me a coffee with the lid, and I have to take it off to assemble my coffee. And it's just like, I think I asked for a coffee, you know. I didn't ask for 2 napkins, a stir stick, and 2 milks, and an unprepared coffee. And I know this is coming off like, how fucking hard is it? How fucking hard is it to make the coffee? I don't need all the shit. Just pour the milk. I just need a bit of milk. And then just give me the coffee. And we'll be all good. You know, because it's like, and then they come around, they're like, any garbage? I'm like, yeah, all the garbage that you gave me. Every time you're on the plane or something, they give you like a packet of peanuts and like 3 napkins. And it's like, I'm a messy eater. I don't need 3 napkins for a bag of peanuts. You know what I mean? Fuck. I'll have a coffee. Yeah, here's 2 napkins. Okay, great. Can I have a coffee? Here's a stir stick. Great. Here's 2 milks. Bro, but you have the whole cart and the whole tray. My fucking area is full of things. I got my water bottle. I got my coat. Just make the coffee and put it in my hand so I don't have to fucking deal with this shit. I already paid you $60 to sit on this train that often goes slower than a car. Can you just fucking make it? That's some North American shit. That fucking drives me nuts. It's like service, you know? It's not even service. It's like, there's like a lack of, I don't even want to get going on this, okay? But it's just, I think America has this a bit figured out, actually. That was like, where were we? We were at the fucking vegan restaurant. There was a bunch of jabronis standing in front of, we have a reservation. There's all these fucking boomers chatting, milling about the hostess stand, blocking all the other shit. These fucking cunts, you know. And we're waiting there to be seated. We're waiting. And Caitlin looks at me and she's like, well, we're not in America anymore. You know, we're not in New York anymore. Because in New York, you don't fucking wait for shit. You know what I mean? Or if you do, that line is moving. You know, I think I told the story about the grocery store. We were in a Whole Foods. First of all, it was banging. You know, it was playing like Tribe Called Quest. It was in Harlem, you know. There was a line, must have been like 40 people long. Not joking. Looked like a Christmas line here. Moved in like 5-10 minutes. Because it's just, you know. You don't wait for shit in New York. You know, here, you wait for everything. Fucking bullshit. I don't like that. But anyway, the train thing, fucking, God. Just put a bit of, that's what I say. I don't say 1 milk, 2 milk. I say just put some fucking milk in it, bro. I just want a bit of splash. Just follow your heart. I'm not going to complain, you know. Don't give me the Lego kit of coffee. Give me the finished set. I'm not a builder. I'm not a child. I'm an admirer. I'm a consumer. You know, I want to consume. I don't want to assemble. I'm a consume. Does this look like a fucking factory to you? Does this look like a manufacturing plant where I build the coffee that I want? No. I paid you $60 for the train ticket. Now I'm paying you another $4 for a cup of coffee. The least you could do is just fucking build it for me and not give me the component parts, you know? I'm either going to, gain some followers or lose some on that. Anyway. Maybe you guys are with me. I don't know. But I was like, I'm not going to fucking crucify this. I don't get. It's not the guy's fault. It's the protocol, I'm not saying that guy was an asshole. The server, whatever, the train attendant. It's the fucking protocol. It's the cultural values. All right. Okay. I'm done. Memory Gallant versus Wesley's name. Okay. When I was in BC, I met up with some old friends, some frat homies. I'm just trying to think of the best way to say this. Yeah, let me actually flip the script. Okay, Melee. So you guys know I'm a Melee nerd. I think a lot of people who listen to this, they don't understand how much of a Melee nerd I am and how deep Melee can get. Okay, so Melee gets so deep that it becomes necessary to have knowledge of. And honestly, the more you know, like mostly the better to a certain point, of Melee frame data. And what does that mean? Well, Melee operates at an FPS, frames per second, of 60 FPS, right? Which means that every second that passes, there are 60 frames of animation on the screen, right? What that also means is that when your character, your guy, does moves in Melee, those moves have frame data associated with them. So maybe a move takes 10 frames to complete or 20 frames to complete or blah, 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 whatever it is. So, So all these moves have frame data, and it measures the length of the move, right? And then you have all these other things, like you'll have states, and you'll have, like different, states that your character can occupy, or different ways it can move, and all those things have frame data associated with them, right? Melee has gotten to the point so much where there are like video game mods, like different versions of the video game, not made by Nintendo, not made by the official company, made by the community, that help you learn about this data and practice different scenarios in the game so you can get good at specific scenarios. It's kind of like, when you go to the batting cages, just practice batting for baseball. But instead of batting, it's like, well, you practice this. Something happens in the video game, this one specific thing, and you practice it to get really good at that one specific thing. So when it happens in a fight, you're like ready for it, right? So one of those things is called grounded actionable ledge intangibility. And it basically means in Melee, you're fighting on a stage, and then you need to get back to the stage. If you get knocked off, the point is to knock the other person off the stage into the abyss, right? And when they go far enough in the abyss, they die, and then you try to kill them 4 times. That's the thing. So when you try to get back to the stage, you grab the ledge of the stage. And when you grab the ledge, you're invincible for some frames. And if you grab the ledge and let go of it quickly enough, you can kind of jump back on stage while you still maintain some of that invincibility, right, that you got from the ledge. And that's good, because then if somebody hits you, you're invincible. You can hit them, blah, blah, blah. It gives you an advantage, right? There's like a technique you can do to land on the stage and be instantly actionable. It's like you get up really quick, basically. And that technique, it's called wave landing. But anyway, how they measure your skill at that technique in particular is the number of grounded, actionable ledge intangibility frames that you maintain after the execution of the technique, right? That's some deep Melee knowledge. And even in the community, you ask people, because everyone knows that as Gallant. That's the short form of grounded actionable ledge intangibility. Gallant, Gallant. Gallant. There's a company in Melee called Gallant Gaming.
People know the word gallant. People talk about it, they need gallant. Almost no one knows what it stands for. Not almost no one, but it's not common. Even like a top player is like, what the fuck does that stand for again? I know that shit. I know that. Okay? I'm not like the only one, but I know it. It's a deep piece of melee knowledge, And it's not like hidden, but it's deep. I remember that. No problem. Me and my cousin were talking about it. He's like, what's gallant stand for? I was like, grounded, actionable, legend, tangibility. No sweat. Boom. Deep, esoteric, arguably useless piece of information, right? Execution. In BC, we met up with some old homies. People went to school with for like 3+ years. Saw a dude I knew for 3+ years. No idea what his name was. Nothing. Grounded, actionable, legend, tangibility. A deeply esoteric, almost made up piece of knowledge from a game that came out 24 years ago. No sweat. No problem. Put money on that. Let's go to the casino. That's not even casino. That's guaranteed income. That's mutual funds. That's fucking safe investments. That's investing in the housing market 30 years ago. It's gold. That's Cisco in the 80s. That's fucking cash money. I got it. No problem. Right? Dude I went to school with for 3 years. Who? Do I have dementia? Check me into the outpatient facility because I'm showing signs of Alzheimer's. You know what I mean? What the fuck, man? I felt like such an asshole. Guy's got a kid. I'm looking at him and be like, oh, you're a great dad. I don't even know his fucking name. God damn it. Oh my God, bro. Meanwhile, oh yeah, it's grounded actionable legend tangibility frames. I'll be at the Battle of BC tournament this weekend. I'm going to customize my controller so I can really, it's like, bro, gotta get it together. God damn. Oh, one dropping. I think that's it. That was fun. That was good, Anything else going on? I don't think so. Gotta get a mic stand. Well, it was a good old time hanging with you. And things I hate and hate you too. And if I do, things I hate. Things I hate. Yeah, I play guitar. All right, we'll leave it on that. Love you guys a ton. Things I hate 77. One and done. Easy. Always having fun. Even when we got our hatred on. Hun. Okay, love you. Bye.